This is the 2022 Kia Forte GT. And that GT part is important because instead of just an entry-level compact car, this is the sporty, fun-to-drive version of the Forte. But just how sporty and just how fun to drive? That's what we're gonna find out. The greatest selling car in history is the Toyota Corolla. It's a literal juggernaut of the industry. The reason why is very simple. It's basic and the price is right. Now, the Kia Forte is built to try and take a bite out of the Corolla's market share here in this country, and it does a pretty good job of it. This car replaces the rather forgettable Kia Spectra. It's been around since about 2009, and there's really nothing wrong with it. But remember, this is the Forte GT. This is a little sportier version. Right now, Toyota isn't selling Americans a sporty Corolla. One's coming, it's gonna be called the Corolla GR, and we're excited about that. But the primary competition for the Forte GT is the Honda Civic Si, the Hyundai Elantra N-Line, the Mazda 3, and the Volkswagen Jetta GLI. Well, who's buying this car and who's buying the competition? Well, it's for people that want solid, basic transportation, but they also want a little extra something, something. Kia's design team has been on something of a roll lately, designing some of the best looking cars on the market. And now that same team is turning their attention to the Forte, specifically the Forte GT. And I think the results are pretty good, although I will point out, man, this is a funky front end. If you're like a Toyota Corolla enthusiast, this might freak you out a bit. As it is, I kind of like it. I like how different looking it is, how avant-garde. I like the red accents. I also want to point out that Kia finally has a cool badge. They used to just have an oval with a name in it, and there was just no thought put into that. I like that, even though it's really hard to make out the fact that it says Kia. The one thing that catches your eye is that the headlight just kind of continues all the way back here. This is probably part of the daytime running light, but it just keeps going and going. It's different. Premium looking wheels, not so premium looking tires. Coming down the side, and this is just about as generic as sedan design gets. If you were to look at it only from this angle without seeing the badge, you would have no idea it's a Kia, let alone it's a Forte GT. It costs a lot of money to really change this compared to the basic car. They didn't spend any money here. But out back, again, the badge catches your eye. There's a nice little spoiler on the trunk lid. There's a diffuser, gotta love that, and twin pipes because, hey, why not? So overall, I think that the Forte GT is a rather strong design, if not a little bit funky. I'm inside the Forte GT, and I gotta say, it's pretty nice in here. It's a good design. It's not as radical as the exterior, or at least the front end of the car, but it feels pretty premium, and that's the hard thing to pull off at this price point. Nice piece of metal here. Those vents are kind of cool looking. I like it. I don't feel like I'm in an economy car. Plus, this thing is loaded with features. I mean, for as an example, heated and cooled seats. You don't see that in this segment. You also have a great navigation screen. Now, Kia uses this for all their vehicles, so you're getting a nav screen from a more expensive car, literally. This one's very functional, it works really well, easy to read, it's legible. Plus, what I love is, well, A, it has knobs, but then it has a home button, and here's everything you can select, but you can also do this. And it's a way of like turning the screen off when you don't need it. It's nice. Not a lot of manufacturers offer that, especially at this price point. The seats are really nice. They really feel like sport seats. The steering wheel's great. This is a driver's steering wheel. This one happens to be an automatic. You can get a 6-speed manual. However, if you get the automatic, you get paddle shifters. That's cool. There's a good shelf that has wireless phone charging on it. There's a binnacle with lots of storage, USB ports, all that stuff. It's comfortable where I'm sitting. It's actually pretty roomy up here. Rear seat, you know, it's what it is. But again, hauling stuff around, it's just not this thing's forte. When it comes to performance, the Kia Forte GT is pretty good. Under the hood, there is a 1.6-liter turbocharged inline 4-cylinder engine that makes a healthy 201 horsepower and 195 pound-feet of torque. Only the front wheels are powered. However, the power is transmitted through a 7-speed dual-clutch automatic transmission. which is great for two reasons. One, it's just a good transmission. Two, you don't have to deal with the standard CVT you get in the base car, which is, well, I don't like it at all. You know, acceleration, it's fine. Handling, it's actually pretty good. More importantly, it's competitive with the other vehicles in its segment. Also good is the fuel economy. We're talking 27 miles per gallon in the city, 35 miles per gallon on the highway. As far as safety goes, the 2021 Kia Forte got a 4 out of 5 star crash rating. As far as automatic safety features go, there's only 2: lane keeping assist, and it has automatic emergency braking. There are a couple other optional safety features such as cross traffic alert and blind spot monitoring, but that's about it. How much? This car begins life at $24,515. The way it's optioned sitting next to me, this thing is just under $27,000. And that begins to sound like a good chunk of change until you think about the competition, most of which are more expensive. The Civic Si, the Mazda 3 Carbon Edition, the Jetta GLI, they're all about $1,000 more expensive than the Forte GT here. The Hyundai Elantra N-Line, it's about $1,000 less, but really you gotta say that the Kia is a pretty good value within the segment. If there's one thing I want you to know about the 2022 Kia Forte GT, it's that this is a car you should start paying attention to. Think about it. It's cool looking, it's packed with features, the price is right, and it is good to drive. And that last part really does matter. Believe it or not, I once had a normal job. I had to leave the house every day at 6:30, sit in traffic for like 2 hours each way. It would have been miserable if not for the fact that the car I was driving was great. I had a little Nissan Sentra SV from the 90s. It just made that miserable commute tolerable because I loved driving that car. And I think that people who buy the Forte GT are gonna really like driving it. The problem is that Honda Civic Si costs $1,000 more, and well, you're gonna love it. To see vehicle rankings and a complete buyer's guide, please visit motortrend.com/cars.